Okay, Volume 8 of the Bible story is my book, my 70-year-old book, which probably hadn't been opened for 50 years. Because only thing wrong is the dust jacket's it's starting to wear, but it's 70-year-old plastic. Okay, Part 3, Story 7, The Supper Nobody Wanted. Okay, Jesus told another story very like the one about the royal wedding. Only this one was about a big supper. A certain man, he said, made a great supper and bade many. At great expense, this man had his servants prepare the banquet hall and banquet hall. The long white table gleamed with sparkling silver and groaned under all the good food piled upon it. Okay, that but it was so full. Bright lights and soft music made the scene inviting. Only the guests were missing. Oh, it was a big banquet and nobody there. That's sad. You know, have something big and great and nobody there. Huh. They had been invited, but they had not come. They were late. So the man sent his servant to say to them, "Come, for all the things are now ready." But they weren't even interested. Instead, they all began to make excuses. Said one, "I bought a piece of ground and I must go and see it. Please excuse me." Another invited guest said, "I have bought 5 yoke of oxen and I must go and look them over. Please excuse me." The third said, I just got married, so I can't come." They didn't care about the supper. Their minds were on something else. In fact, that the good man had gone to so much trouble and expense to make them happy didn't mean a thing to them. By and by the servants returned to his master and told him what had happened. The good man was very much hurt, as you or I would have been. Then he took one look at the empty banquet hall with all these long, food-laden tables and said to the servants, "Go quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, bring in hither the poor, the malmed, M-A-I, maimed, and the halt, and the blind." The servant did as he was told, and soon hundreds of eager, happy, hungry beggars were hurrying to the banquet hall. What a sight that must have been! No lords and ladies there, no rich or famous people, only the for common folk from the city streets. Nor did any fancy coronets adorn their heads, or rare jewels sparkled on their fingers. Only their faces glowed with the happiness and thankfulness in their hearts. After a while the flow of people slowed, and the servant reported to his master, "There's still room for more." Happy that so many people had come, the master said, "Go out to the highway and the hedgers, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled." Again the servant obeyed, and this time he really pressed people hard. Come, he pleaded. Do come. The supper is ready, and the hall is nearly full. In this story, Jesus revealed that all the wonderful love of God for this world. He has gone to great plans to prepare for our happiness. Okay? He has made already a marvelous feast of good things and have invited everybody to share it. But some didn't care. They were too busy with plans of their own. This story of the supper nobody wanted might also be called the story of excuse me, inexcusable excuses. And we must be careful that we don't use them too. Excuse me for a second, I gotta do it again. Maybe you have heard a boy say, I don't want to go to church today. I promised the fellows I would play ball with them. Or perhaps you have heard a girl say, let's not let not have let's not have worship this evening. There's a program on television we simply mustn't miss. Yeah, they didn't have rerun. Well, they got rerun. Uh, well, they kind of have reruns now, but you have to dig them up for back then. Okay, and they're even though they're on YouTube and stuff, they're hard to find. Okay, get here. Okay, or you yourself may have said, I wouldn't bother to say my prayers tonight. I'm too tired. These all are excuses for not doing what you know God wants you to do. And they are unexcusable excuses. For there never can be any good excuse for saying, I don't care what's right. I don't care what God says, or I don't care whether he's disappointed in me or not. Such excuses are dangerous. They can lead you to make other excuses later on. And not only could they keep you from the banquet of good things God has prepared for you, they could keep you right out of heaven. Yeah. And it has the banquet table and all these people on here. It's a 2-page at the bottom. Let's get the table right here at the bottom. And these ladies in the doorway. And this, let's see if we got any more. Nope. That was the end of part 3, story 7. And let's see how many more stories we got. I forgot because I read it. Ooh, dog-eared. Ooh, let me get that dog ear out. He's folded. They probably hadn't been unfolded in quite a while. One. So, if I know my math, 8, 3. Yeah, 3 more. And then we'll be through with part 3. So I'm going to take the break and then finish out attempt to finish out part 3. And see you in a minute.